How would I describe Liz McDonald? Gosh, where do I start?
I've no idea.
Liz McDonald in one word.
I don't just want you in my pub. I want you in my bed.
Wonderful.
It's a toss-up between sassy and tramp.
Too old to be standing on balconies in my underwear.
Sassy.
Guess what I've got on under here? Oh, no.
If I had to think of one word to describe Liz, it would be bombshell.
I don't know what you said, but I like it.
It's more than 30 years since Beverly Callard first appeared in Coronation Street.
Are you sure that's it?
Since then, she and her character Liz have entertained millions.
You know me, like to keep an open mind. Up for anything.
Big on front
On your way!
and earrings.
Pack it in!
We've witnessed a life of drama
Don't you touch me!
and enjoyed moments of comedy. Tonight, we look back at her turbulent years on the street.
She is a very feisty, strong woman.
You finished?
She has the ability to bounce back no matter what happens to her in her life.
Nothing I can't handle.
But also, she's very funny without knowing it.
Buenos dias, mon amigos.
It's been a long journey to the Rover's return and stardom for the Leeds-born daughter of a baker and a concert pianist.
I knew I was going to be an actor no matter what. So I worked in Leeds theatres, Harrogate theatres, York theatres.
Beverly's big break on screen came in 1983 in Emmerdale Farm.
Hello.
What are you doing here?
I just thought I'd come up and see this place for myself.
When she appeared briefly as chip shop worker Angie Richards and seduced a young farmer.
I better get back to Otten to open up.
Well, leave it a bit.
I can't. I've got responsibilities, you know.
And in 1984, she jumped ship to Coronation Street, where she first appeared alongside Gail Tilsley as June Dewhurst.
Chin, please.
Not now, I'm winning.
And it was another 5 years before she returned to the cobbles, but this time as army wife Liz McDonald.
Are you happy now then?
Well, I was until I saw that backyard.
Linking her up with on-screen husband Jim, played by Charlie Lawson.
We did click. We did click. He made me laugh instantly.
Give over, you'll smudge my makeup. Anyway, we should be going.
Very, very luckily we hit it off from day one.
Well, I shall have my wicked, wicked way with you when we return.
Right from the start, Liz and Jim were a force to be reckoned with.
Have you got any family?
Twins, 2 boys. They're nearly 15 now.
And it wasn't long before viewers were introduced to their troublesome twin sons, Steve and Andy McDonald.
The producer said to Charlie and I, we want you to come and help audition to find the boys.
Can't you find something useful to do?
It went on for 2 days, and at the very end, we all had to vote. And we just wrote the 2 names down on a piece of paper and we put them in a hat. And we chose the same 2.
Are you sure that's it?
Yes, Mum. You're going. Him.
And life would never be the same again for real-life school friends Simon Gregson, see ya, and Nicholas Cochran.
When these 2 boys arrived, everybody called them Bros, which was so funny.
You're supposed to be upstairs helping me.
I've done my bit, haven't I, clearing all this stuff? Anyone else works boring.
Now, I'd never done acting in my life, but I'm a good liar. And acting is professional lying at the end of the day.
Don't worry, Mum.
We gelled together, and the boys, bless them, they picked it up like that.
What are you playing at? You'll see.
If one wasn't causing trouble, the other was, or maybe even both together.
Go.
Where are you going?
With the kids!
And in real life, young actors Simon and Nick were just as much of a handful.
What do you think you're trying to do? They were going through this rebellious teenage stage in their lives, so I had to tell them in real life as well as on set. And so I did become I almost adopted them, if you like.
Now get back up there and get yourselves organised.
Oh, Mum.
You heard.
Yeah, and you're loads of help.
Hey, don't start.
Mother us and discipline us, yeah, right. Bev was like a big sister. But ever since we started work with Bev, it's just been one long party. Hey!
I still tell him off now.
All right, what have you done now?
But now sometimes he tells me off as well.
Hey.
Trouble so hard.
Over the years, Liz has faced her share of tragedy and heartache.
Stop!
A husband being in prison,
You don't have to punish yourself.
You're forgetting something, Elizabeth. I'm a murderer.
a son being in prison,
Mum, it wasn't me.
a best friend going to prison,
Deirdre!
a little girl dying, of course Steve's sister.
And in 1996, Liz faced one of her most harrowing scenes to date, when Jim's jealous temperament reached boiling point.
Why did JJ say that you were just his type?
You know Johnny always talks nonsense when he's smashed.
It culminated in Jim throwing her out of a car. I said, go for it, Charlie, and he wanted to go for it, I did, and he really threw me up against the car. And then Jim actually hit Liz.
It was hard for me because I don't identify with any of that stuff. I've never experienced it, what we played, and I hope we did it justice.
When the episodes went on screen, the reaction from the viewers, Charlie and Jim, both in the same, got death threats for him hitting Liz, and all the sympathy was with Liz. It's amazing the reaction you get, and I love that.
Things might have been bad at home, but one place where Liz has always been happy is behind the bar at the Rovers' return.
What can I get you?
A glass of white wine, please, Liz. Make it a large one.
Bottle of lager. Red wine, please.
Coming up.
Where she's followed in the footsteps of great barmaids past.
Well, I'm just warning you. I have my breaking point.
In fact, it was one of those legendary figures, Bet Gilroy, who gave Liz her first chance behind the bar.
I'll start you tonight if you're game.
I'm game.
For Liz, that was just everything.
Yeah!
Her first real proper job.
Keep up the good work.
And in 2006, after 16 years serving her time pulling pints,
Hey, I can't believe it's really happened.
Liz eventually got her name above the door as landlady of the Rovers' return.
Liz Mcdonald, she is, the next queen of the Rovers.
His glasses haven't been polished in a while.
She's got that great matriarchal sort of quality. She likes to be the centre of attention.
Gosh. Hi, Ken. What can I get you?
She doesn't take any nonsense. She's strong and feisty, and she's the landlady of the Rovers, and you do what she says.
I decide when there's a fight in my pub.
You've got no bottle. Well, I'm not scared of you, you rotten little cow.
Since day one, landlady Liz has ruled the Rovers with an iron fist.
Get out! You're bad. Get your scrawny backside out. You're bad.
Liz Mcdonald takes no prisoners. Just here for a quiet drink, OK?
Drink it then and shut your hole.
This woman is fierce and she isn't scared of throwing someone out of her pub.
Gob in there. That's it. You're bad.
Ha! She's rough, she is raucous.
I said, pack it in!
She's got a terrible temper, and when it happens, woe betide.
But Liz wasn't always the bold and brassy barmaid we know today.
I'm not saying there's any need to go raving mad,
But you could let a bit more air circulate under your chin, if you know what I mean.
One word from Alec started a fashion journey that refused to be held back by either taste or decency.
So she gonna be running this place or what?
Well, she wants to cover herself up, whatever she's doing.
The crazy hair and the full-on 100% polyester tops, you know, that's every time she moves.
Right, I'll see you later. There's a very fine line between tarty and glam. I like to think I'm teetering on the glam side.
Liz is not afraid of mixing colours and different patterns.
Where is she?
She loves her leopard print.
How dare you? How dare you do this to my Steve?
Put a skirt on, love. It's obscene.
Costume department, I'm sure, go shopping for Liz, and they just have the best day out. They come back with some of the worst things I have ever seen.
Hi!
And sometimes I do think, no, this is too far. I cannot wear that.
That top. This one. Don't wear it to work again. Oh, I like this top. Yeah. 10 minutes looking at that, the patients develop a migraine.
They say that Paul O'Grady's Lily Savage was based on Liz McDonald as well. That's what I'm been told. Whether it's true or not, I don't know, but you can see the similarities there.
Ta-ta, girls. See ya. 2 words. Mutton and lamb.
A lot of the older characters really had opinions about Liz and the way she dressed.
What do you think?
Oh, I say, you look very glam.
You don't normally dress for breakfast.
No, this is from a job interview.
What job?
Prostitute.
Blanche.
It's something I wanted to do all day.
Me and all.
For more than 30 years and over 2,400 episodes, Liz McDonald's love life has been as colourful as her wardrobe. And she's enjoyed more than her fair share of male attention.
Wives, eh? They bob up when you least expect them.
Liz always chooses the wrong man. She loves a bit of a villain. She's attracted to gangsters.
We've got to be careful.
There's not going to be any more shooting, is there? She just always falls for the wrong guy. He is my type, I can't deny it. I do like my men to be bruisers.
Psychos.
Exciting.
As soon as one goes out the back door, another one comes in the front.
Not in the ginnel.
There was Vince, there was the guy from the brewery, there was Jim's best mate from the Royal Engineers, there was, oh, for God's sake, there must, I don't know, 10? You tell me.
40?
Ooh, how many men? I would say every male under 60 with a pulse in Weatherfield.
How's your maths?
Oh, not brilliant, why?
Perhaps it's a good job Liz wasn't counting. First she warmed up with Johnny Johnson, then it was Colin Barnes, followed by Des, Sean, Fraser, Michael, then Laurie.
It's not going to happen again.
Bob.
Stick your long lens where the sun doesn't shine.
Barry.
Really sexy lady.
Andy, Vernon, Derek and Harry.
That was worth waiting for.
Then Lloyd, Owen.
I'm all yours.
Tony, Dan, Chris and Mike.
Quel plaisir de vous voir.
And finally, Johnny Connor. And add on hubby Jim, and that's a grand total of 21.
Are we counting one-night stands?
It's fair to say that over the years, Liz's love life has been colourful and never short on comedy.
Maybe I should have got another bottle of champagne.
Like in 2007, when she got caught in a compromising position with her latest squeeze, Derek.
Listen, when you drop me off, you'll have to do it on the corner. What? There's a knock at the door,
Get this door open.
And it's his wife.
The hell's going on?
Hang on, love.
Balcony. That's the first place she's gonna look.
I had to stand on this balcony. Unfortunately, what happened was the next apartment block had the window cleaners on this cradle outside. And they just loved it because, as far as they were concerned, Liz McDonald was on this balcony in her underwear. So I am dying. Every scene has a story behind the scenes, as it were. But good fun, really good fun.
Despite too many close calls to count, Liz showed no sign of slowing down.
I just fancy going back to my place.
And long-suffering Steve has had to put up with the shameless antics of his flirtatious mum.
Skirts up to her bottom, you know, boobs hanging out all over the show. He doesn't like the attention that men give her.
Your generation, it's all sex, 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 isn't it?
And things just got worse for Steve when in 2009, Liz set her sights on someone much closer to home. His best mate, Lloyd.
Suddenly, they began to be attracted to each other.
I feel so naughty.
But you are naughty.
They decided they would keep it secret.
Look, let me get rid of whoever this is.
Lloyd.
And that didn't quite work out that way.
Steve, I said I'm busy.
Anyway, Steve comes in and he's like, right, and they have a normal chat at first, and then it's... I recognise that scent.
She in the bedroom then, this bit of stuff? There's nobody here. Look, mate, I've told you.
It's a definite familiar smell. Things start dawning on him that something very untoward is going on in this flat.
Hey, these are my mum's keys.
Are they?
Yeah, where'd you find them?
Oh, in the gutter outside Audrey. She must have dropped them there.
And then when the penny drops, it's like, Mother!
Come out of there with your hands up! No, I didn't mean literally with your hands.
We had to do that about 10 times because Simon and I could not look at each other and do it without laughing.
As soon as I get a little bit of tail, you can't handle it. Tail? My mother's not tail.
Steve's head was all over the place. This is his best friend and his mum. I mean, the thought of that just... Bleh.
Mummy's boy.
There's only one mummy's boy round here, and that's you! Except that's my mummy! Great, you...
Liz has lived a life full of complications.
Elizabeth.
But perhaps her biggest hurdle has always been the man she can't live with or without, tempestuous Jim.
I don't want you to go home. I want you to stop with me.
When I revisit and come back, it takes us about 5 seconds, and you know, we're back. It's easy as pie.
Are you sure? You're quite sure?
Yeah.
I always want to work with Charlie. We just have this chemistry that I love. I mean, I always hope they'll bring him back again.
I thought I were finished.
Hey.
But now, I couldn't be happier.
I think people thought, do you know what? Never mind Burton and Taylor, these two are totally natural and believable.
This is not the army. This is the real world, Jim.
Jim is very, very fiery, unpredictable, fly off the handle. Liz is a little bit of a man's woman and could probably spark a lot of jealousy within Jim.
Grab your nuts, take your pint, and go and sit nice and quietly in the corner, understand?
What are you doing?
Keep your eyes off my wife.
They were a nightmare together.
For crying out loud, can't you get one thing right?
They always made up as spectacularly as they broke up.
You are my wife, and you always will be. Do you understand me?
There was a lot of passion, and I think that's what kept them together.
Get up them stairs and remind me what a real man's like.
The story of Liz and Jim has played out in front of a shocked and fascinated nation.
I really thought we'd have a happy ending, you and me.
In the 2 decades they've been on the street,
Are you happy now then?
they've split up,
Leave me alone.
Liz!
remarried,
OK, Jim, time for you to go back to your cell now.
and divorced again.
Please don't do this to me, Elizabeth, please! I can't do anything without you, all right?
There will never be anyone else for Jim but Liz.
I want you.
And I think Liz will keep trying to find someone who takes over her emotions in that way. She'll keep looking for it, but I'm not sure she'll ever find it.
Well, she's all you'd ever want. She's the kind I like to flaunt.
For over 30 years, Beverly Callard has given the nation a much-loved character that we've taken to our hearts.
She's got style, she's got grace. She's
I think a lot of it has to do with the person that plays the character, because Bev is such a lovely person anyway. She's just a joy to be around. She's got that little twinkle in her eye all the time.
I would so love Liz to be in a wonderful relationship and have a happy ending, and just, you know, meet the man of her dreams. But then, would there be any drama left for me to act?
Last orders at the bar.
Next on